Well, as uncertainty in the war with Iran continues, we continue to see the fallout here at home. One of the most notable impacts, gas prices. Hi, everyone, I'm Jason Newton. Welcome to 11 TV Hill. Those prices well over $4 a gallon on average now. It has some Maryland drivers deciding how to handle their family budgets.
This is hurting us at the end of the day. We got kids to take care of, and we can't even get them to school because gas is $4.13.
They're pretty high from where they've been.
Between the gas and electric bill and the gas to put in your car, it's too much. And you got to try to figure out which one to go first. The gas or pay your gas and electric bill.
And while oil prices dropped in recent days, experts tell us right now there are no guarantees that the trend will continue.
I think we're going to be yo-yoing around for a while here. Right now, there's no convincing argument that could be made that we're going to see cheaper wholesale prices for the next few weeks, maybe for the next day or two, but we're still going to be prone to increases.
So what kind of increases are we talking about? And will we feel the effects beyond the pump? Here to sort some of this out is Towson University Chief Economist, Dr. Daraius Irani. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
You said this off the air. This is sort of self-inflicted on us at this point.
Yes, unfortunately it is, and it has broad economic implications beyond just the gas pump. So a substantial amount of aluminum comes from that Middle East region. A substantial amount of fertilizer, urea, comes from that Middle East region. Helium also comes from that region. Now, while it's good for parties, it is also used in the cooling of chip-making devices, as well as cooling for MRI machines. A lot of pharmaceuticals that are based on fuel are also from that area. So it is a tremendous impact, not just as beyond the gas pump. As we go into the growing planting season in August, for many farmers, they'll feel the effect of the higher cost of fertilizers.
And people are traveling. I've noticed United, and I think Southwest came out yesterday saying when it comes to carry-on luggage, you'll pay more. And that's all to offset the same thing we're dealing with at home.
Exactly. So, airline costs have risen significantly. We're seeing ticketing prices going up rather significantly. We're seeing basically, obviously, the cost of gasoline has gone up. We just got the latest numbers for inflation at 3.3%, the largest spike in the last 2 years. So households are really feeling the impact of this, and it's also, they're going to also see a constant reminder of this impact as they drive to work every day and they pass a gas station.
Yeah. And for folks, you're saying that everyone's wallet's going to feel it a little bit, and folks are noticing it pretty much everywhere they go. Even the grocery store,
Exactly.
You'll feel the pinch there.
Yeah, well, while gas prices have gone up, diesel fuel has also gone up significantly, and the majority of our goods are delivered by diesel, by trucks, which use diesel fuel, so they're going to feel the pinch. And again, some of those costs are going to be passed on, and then layered on top of that are the tariffs. So
Sure.
you've kind of got a lot of impacts that are going to affect household budgets.
I was reading that one industry that seems to be making out is the U.S. refineries, because now you may not have the same source you're having before, but now they can go and drill and get oil of their own.
Yes, I mean, so when the price of oil goes up worldwide, it does impact our oil industries.
Yeah.
The challenge is oil is a world commodity, so regardless of we are self-sufficient in oil. For the most part, we're a net energy exporter, but it also means that basically our prices are going to be worldwide prices. So if the price of a barrel of oil is $109, it's going to be $109 in Texas, it's going to be $109 in Munich. It's still going to be the same oil.
Let's say a deal is magically struck on this weekend or going into next week. How soon would people actually realize the difference in their bank account?
Well, I mean, so the neat thing about gas stations is they use a replacement cost accounting when they set the prices. So as soon as the oil goes up, they're paying for the next tank of gas.
Yeah.
That also then lowers the price of oil. So of gas. So we can immediately see it. The question is how permanent is that? Will that decrease be? And that's really the thing, because right now, as the individual said, it could fluctuate. We're not quite certain. Are we in a real? Is it a real ceasefire? It's a 2-week window, So things could change rather rapidly.
How does this volatility affect the economy in the long run, do you think?
Well, it hurts it, right? It's because uncertainty, right? So how do you plan? How do you make a long-term investments in an environment which basically one of the key inputs is changing prices, very volatile. Sure. And in some cases may be reduced because we're unable to export it out. So 20% of the world's oil is locked into the Strait of Hormuz. Sure. You know, a substantial amount of aluminum, helium are all there. So those are key inputs into production processes. Yeah. So for many businesses, they may have to decide, well, we need to shut down or slow down our business process because we can't get the raw materials.
If you're just a home day trader, is this a time to invest? Is this a time to sit back and just see where things go? I know you don't give advice to people, but if for yourself, would you be investing now?
The volatility does create opportunities on the upside as well as the downside. Yeah. But the other thing is, if you're doing a long-term planning, I would say for many people who are close to retirement, hang on. The market will correct. Okay. But I would not suggest day trading.
This sounds like cautious optimism to me.
Yes.
It's always good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate it.